Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the Hindu analysis. And today's date is 29th September 2021. And again, I am here to discuss some important news article of today's the Hindu newspaper. Okay, so these all news articles are important for your exam point of view. So we'll focus on those articles which is relevant for your upcoming prelims and mains exam. So first of all, we'll talk about article that is related with lockdown slowed green energy push. Okay, this article is important for your GS paper 3. In GS paper 3, we know environment is a one topic, environment and conservation. So lockdown slowed green energy push. Increased capacity could have made demand surge after economic reopening, say this report. Report is name is called your Institute of Energy Economics and Financial Analysis. This is the report published by Institute Economy and Institute of for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis. This report, because of slowing lockdown situation, installation of green energy means renewable source of energy is slowing down. So whether we are able to achieve our target or not, this is the most important thing. So India's target and achievement means India has installed a 43.94 gigawatt of solar energy capacity until July 2021, while the target to generate a capacity of 100 gigawatt by March 2023. So it is target is given March 2023 is there your target is to 100 gigawatt. Until now we achieved 43.94 gigawatt. Okay, similarly in case of wind energy, our target was 60 gigawatt and we achieved till date 39.58. In case of small hydro energy, our target was 5 gigawatt. Until now, we achieved 4.29 gigawatt. In case of bioenergy, the target was 10 gigawatt, and we already achieved our target in bioenergy, that is 10.17 gigawatt. Okay, so we'll discuss here in detail about all the important news article here. So what all about news in the that was published? So according to report by the Institute of Energy Economics and Financial Analysis, lockdown slowed renewable energy installation in the country. Okay, so in renewable energy installation जो वो in country में काफी slow down हुआ because of lockdown situation. All the workers were not in their job; they all returned back to their hometown. So because of this condition, installation of renewable energy little bit becomes slower. So let's discuss it here the highlights of the report. As part of its commitment to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, India has said that it would install 175 gigawatts of energy by 2022 and 450 gigawatt by 2030, but only 7 gigawatt of such capacity was added in the financial year 2021. Okay, so this is the target. We have to achieve the 450 gigawatt by 2030. The pace of renewable energy installation is lagging behind India's 2022 target. So the means as faster we have to install energy, we are slowing down because of all lockdown situation. So in its analysis of monthly volumes and prices at the Indian Energy Exchange, the largest power exchange in India, this is the study found that the amount of power traded increased by 20% over 2020, by 37% from 2019, and by 30% over 2018. This led to the prices on average increasing by 38% of the 2020 rates. Okay, so these are some important highlights of the report. It also said that report also said that there have been a more access to renewable energy, particularly wind and hydropower. It could have contributed to lower energy prices. Now, coal stocks hit a new record high at the end of 2020-21 and exceeded the monthly average of the previous 5 years. So greater reliance on coal imports will increase the thermal power prices in India, leading to higher prices for ultimate consumers. So these are some important points regarding this report published. Okay, renewable energy targets and achievements. So electricity system needs flexible and dynamic generation solution such as battery storage, pumped hydro storage, peaking gas fire capacity, and flexible operation to its existing coal fleet. The government should accelerate the deployment of such sources to help meet the peak demand and also balance the grid at the lower cost. Okay, these are some important suggestions given so that we are able to improve the installation of renewable source of energy in our country, and we should achieve our target. Okay, Now we move to our next important news article about infrastructure development in our country, and this is related with the Jojola Tunnel work. So Nitin Gadkari reviews the Jojola Tunnel work. Okay, the 13.5-kilometer tunnel will allow all-weather connectivity between Ladakh and Srinagar. So this will be a very important infrastructure development in our country. That will be improve the connectivity between the two places, that is called Ladakh and Srinagar. Ladakh is and Srinagar, the two important UTs that will be connect with each other, and this is called 13.5-kilometer tunnel. Okay, this is all weather connected. These are the some keyword. Maybe in exam they can use the all the important features. So it takes 3.5 hours to travel between Srinagar and Ladakh. The tunnel will reduce the travel time of 15 minutes. Okay, so we'll discuss in detail about this article. Jojola tunnel के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. So this is the 13.5-kilometer tunnel will be Asia's longest. This will be Asia's longest bi-directional tunnel and will allow all-weather connectivity between Ladakh and Srinagar, which is disrupted during the winter month. Okay, winter month में जो this was disturbed because of means snowfall and avalanches and landslides. These are the problem that created and that blocked the road for months. Okay, that also disturbed the trade happening between the countries. So it is located 11,578 feet above the sea level. This tunnel will not only provide all-weather connectivity for its first time, but will also be a strategic value for the armed forces. The main objective of the project is to provide all-weather connectivity to the strategically important Leh regions, Jammu and Kashmir, which at the moment is limited to a best 6 months because of snow on the passes and threats to avalanches. So these are the some reasons behind for that all making it all-weather connectivity road, so that maybe in mid of the year, whenever it will be there will be a blockage, that will be stopped. So 6 months because of snow on the passes and threat to avalanches. This project, along with the other ongoing project like the 6.5-kilometer long J Moore tunnel at Gagangir, would ensure safe, fast, and cheap connectivity between the two regions of Kashmir and Ladakh. Okay, so this is the important point for infrastructure development. Now, second important thing is tackling the moist in our country. This is the news related with the your Naxalism problem in our country, that is called left-wing extremism. So tackling the moist, the insurgency has weakened, but its potency in select areas has not reduced. So this is the important point, tackling the moist. Let's discuss in detail about how we can tackle all these problems on our country. This is the biggest threat for internal security. So recently, our Union Home Minister Amit Shah recently chaired the meetings to review the security and other developmental aspects in the left-wing extremism hit states. Now, here is the detail of this news. The Home Minister noted that geographical influence of the Maoist had reduced from 96 districts in 10 states in 2010 to 41 at present. Okay, Naxalites are active in select pockets untouched by development or linkages with the welfare state. In the Communist Party of India, Maoist is limited to a remote and densely forested terrain of central and east central India. So these are the some important details regarding this means problems. Okay, so what are the issues related with this left-wing extremism? So rather than dialogue with the Indian state by projecting its weakness and ensuring inclusion and welfare, the Maoists have resorted to armed struggle in wide state represents and sought to use this to recruit people. So they what is the main agenda behind for means their modus of operandi is they never want a development in rural areas. They always convince the rural youths and person of the rural areas that the government is always against them. Government never want development. So this is their main agenda. So they are recruiting the more rural youths in their army, so that they can continue their war against the government. That is called a protracted war. The Maoist strategy has to let some of India's poorest people, particularly the tribals in Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, being caught up in endless violence. Okay, this has also caused severe losses to the Maoist as well as anti-insurgent security forces. The frequent attacks have not only affected the security forces but also left many tribal civilians caught in the crossfire. A purely security-driven approach fraught with the human rights violation has only added to the alienation among the poor in these areas. Okay, so this has followed the predictable path of Maoist revolts that retained armed struggle. Okay, to achieve their aims rather than enabling genuine uplift of the poor. The most failed to accept their flawed understanding of the nature of the Indian state and democracy. They are unwilling to accept the poor people whom they claim to represent seeks greater engagement with the electoral and welfare system. Now, what should the government do for the welfare? The Maoist insurgency still has potential in South Basta, in Chhattisgarh and Andhra Odisha border, and in some district in Jharkhand. These states must focus on expensive welfare and infrastructure building, even as security forces try to weaken the Maoists. The Maoist must be compelled to give up the armed struggle, and this can only happen if the tribal people and civil society activists promoting peace are also empowered. So these are some important points you should always write while regarding the how to control the problems of Maoist in our country. So Indian government should be not be satisfied with their mere weakening of the Maoist insurgency and reduce commitments made for the developmental needs of some district of concern. This is also take a very strong actions against the Maoist problem in our country. Little bit slowing down of their progress. They're working. If they are less active in some part of India, it doesn't mean that India achieve its targets. Our target is not to reduce the Maoist problem. We have to completely end the Maoist problem in our country. Okay, the union government and the state must continue to build a successes such as expansion of welfare and rights paradigms in limiting the movement and also learn from failures that have led to the continuing violence in some districts. So these are the some point you should write while regarding your exam point of view. Now, next important article, again, this is related with the GS paper 2, that is called governance, okay, and happiness. So in pursuit of happiness, how governance, good governance help in spreading the happiness in our country. The great degree of unhappiness in Indian society has a lot of to do with the way the law and its institution operate. So you can consider this news article is also important for Indian society, okay, in GS paper 1 and also in GS paper 2 called Indian governance. Okay, so let's we'll discuss in detail about this article. The article talk about the happiness as an objective of governance. So what is called happiness and how it will be one of the objective of the government. So the United Nations World Happiness Report was first published in 2012. Until then, happiness was not considered as an objective of governance. So what is called happiness? Happiness is directly related with the governance. Okay, governance means if the government is doing their job very well, they are taking care of the people, citizen of their country. They're fulfilling the demand, health infrastructure, education is very good in country, and everybody have getting their basic rights, basic needs. Then obviously this will be spread happiness everywhere. So happiness has now emerged as a new measure for the quality of governance. Now, the connection between the law, governance, and happiness has been gaining considerable attention over the year. This is because the report has shown time and again that countries with higher GDP and higher per capita income are not necessarily the happiest. This is the consider that if any of the countries GDP is increasing very high and high per capita income is very high, this doesn't mean that the country's people are more happy. There are other means factor that explain what is called happiness. Okay, so United Nations World Happiness Report 2021 it published. Okay, in this report, happiness was measured by also taking into consideration the effect of COVID-19 on the people and their evaluation of the performance of governance systems. The report shows that COVID-19 induced social distancing had a severe impact on happiness as sharing and community life were hugely affected during the pandemic. Okay, so United Nations World Happiness Report 2021, this showed that the COVID-19 on the people and their evaluation of the performance of governance system. The report showed that COVID-19 induced social distancing had a severe impact on happiness as sharing and community life were hugely affected during pandemic. So what is the India's performance? The United Nations World Happiness Report 2021 ranked the India 139 out of 149 countries. This is the rank of India. So India's performance is very bad in you can say United Nations World Happiness Report. So India's gloomy performance on happiness is crucial when the governance and the law are considered. So happiness has never been considered an explicit goal of public policy in India. Okay, the trust and confidence enjoyed by the public institutions are quite pertinent in the happiness score sheet. So this is what a government should taking care of the welfare of the people, so that happiness should be a must be spread very good in every part of the country. Now, how the good governance will be a help in providing happiness in to the citizens. So basically, we provide a guarantees of right, participation, dignity, and social justice are crucial in determination of happiness in society like India. So what are the things required? Rights should be provided, means everybody should have, enjoy the right participation in things and dignity and social justice. The greater degree of unhappiness in Indian society has a lot to do with the way the law and its institution operates. So first of all, in the implementation part, we should talk about, we create a law, but how should we implement? This is the depend on the institution operator. So people live in a pain and anguish has their grievances remain unaddressed by the legal system. Every case that is decided by the courts need to be necessarily bring happiness to the people. So according to the World Justice Report, as many as 40% of the people live outside the protection of the law in the world. More than 5 billion people fall into this justice gap. So India's share is very big in this figure. The estimated figure of 3.5 crore pending cases in various courts of the country is not merely a number, as all those connected with this case are in the state of anxiety. They are certainly not happy people. These are the points. Okay, governance should provide these things. Typically, the criminal justice system for these peoples are source of happiness. So India's rule of law rank was 69 as per the World Justice Report 2021. It has chilling effect on the right to life, liberty, economic justice, dignity, and national integration. Justice in India hardly seems to take up the goal of happiness in society, and the criminal justice drastically impact the lives of the people. It is capable of providing safety, but it is also led to fear, stigma, and repression. People are rarely satisfied with the police and court in this country. So these are the things where government should be focused always, so that they will be able to provide a happiness to the people of our country. Okay, so all these 4 to 5 news articles are important from today's newspaper. You should write this, consider this news article for men's perspective also, and for prelims perspective also. Maybe a question will become directly, or maybe you can write as a passing reference. Okay, so again, we'll meet you tomorrow with tomorrow newspaper, some important news articles. Okay, thank you everybody. Good night, take care.